Queen City, here we are. A little different time of week. It is a Sunday evening. This is pretty new for us. We don't host a lot of multi-day events. We used to have about one a year plus our championship. And this year we implemented a satellite series, which is 3 two-day events across the season, one in North Carolina, one in Virginia, and one in Georgia. These 3 events are presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, so I want to give them a huge shout out. More specifically, this event this weekend is sponsored by Pepsi, so huge shout out to them for taking care of us. We did have a big weigh-in planned, but I think it was better off doing what we're doing here. We had a small event, and as I've said a million times, we didn't know what the satellite series was going to look like. We didn't know what the interest level was going to be. This was the first one. We've already fished 4 main events, so this was a 5th event of the season, and we had 12 anglers sign up. Things that make this event different: it is a 2-day event, so an 8 fish total limit across the weekend. It is an expensive entry fee, $225. That includes your fees, that includes big bass, and it also includes the TOC cut. So we are trying to boost our annual TOC with this seat. But the big selling point of these events is you automatically punch your ticket into the 2025 TOC if you win this event. No 7 event minimum, no membership unless you win, that kind of stuff. So we were on Lake Hickory. Interesting weekend. Pretty stormy yesterday. Storms rolled through all day long. Anglers were wet. Today was beautiful outside, and I think the bite picked up a little bit better today. But I do have 3 anglers here with us. 3 out of the 9 cut checks, and one of them is going to go home with a TOC seat. So we are going to start with Mr. Jonathan Kislingberry. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Vinny.
How are you?
Good.
Do you want to take a wild guess why you're here based on how your weekend went?
Big bass.
Yeah, you going home with $120 for a big bass. I think based on not checking your messages and not messaging me, you might be a little surprised. So a little pocket money.
Yeah, definitely surprised for sure.
Yeah, so you're taking home, I mean, it's only about half of what you paid to get in, but better than nothing. You had a 19.75, and believe it or not, you actually won big bass because of the tiebreaker, your second big fish.
Okay.
Yeah, so your 16-incher took it down, and yeah.
Crazy.
So a little bit of money, a little bit of hardware. Tell us about your weekend. Did you have fun out there?
Yeah, I did. I've only fished Hickory like 3 times, and it's all at Gunpowder Ramp. So yesterday I went there. I haven't fished it. And boy, it was a struggle. I ended up, I think I caught 1 or 2 13-inchers there several hours in. So I went out to the main lake and I found some fish and was able to get a limit, and then culled a couple times
Nice.
right before the big storm.
So what time did it hit by you? I was in Cherryville and we got slammed at about 3.
It was probably around 12:30. I'm guessing.
Okay.
Yeah, I was, but I got a bunch of 14-inchers, and I think that's pretty much what my bag was. I might have had a 15-incher yesterday, and 58.5 inches, I think, is what I ended up with yesterday.
Yeah, so you had 59.5 yesterday. 59. You had a solid bag today, 66. And you didn't do well. I mean, you didn't do bad overall. You finished in 4th place overall with 125.5. So
yeah. Boy, today was a struggle too. I mean, it was 2.5 hours in before I caught a 12-incher.
Oh, wow.
And I was like moving all around, and I actually went to Mid-Lake. I don't remember, Witten something.
Wittenberg.
Yeah. So I launched there and couldn't find any fish, and then finally found some. I found the 12-incher, and then I started to catch. I think the second one actually was the 19.75.
So what'd you catch that one on?
Everything I caught my fish on, for the most part, was on a shaky head, and that fish was on a dock, nice. Rear of the dock. But it was weird to fish. I couldn't find fish. They were all in small pockets, and once I found them in that general area, 100, 150 yards, I was able to catch my limit and then call several times. But man, the last 2 hours, I thought I was going to be able to call another I think I had a 14.5 inch in my bag. But yeah, it was tough. The last 2 hours, didn't even get a bite. So
well, hey, like I said, a little bit of surprise money never hurt anybody.
no, absolutely.
Pays for your next entry fee at Hartwell. Appreciate you fishing with us this weekend and giving the satellites a try. And will we see you down at Hartwell in a couple weeks?
Absolutely. We'll be there.
Awesome. I'll let Blaine know.
Sounds good. Thanks, Vinny.
Anybody you want to thank before you go?
I'm retired. I just, my retirement pays for my fishing and maybe once, in a few years when I actually can get a win, maybe I can and thank somebody then, but I don't have anybody.
Awesome. Well, thanks for hard work through the years, letting you do it now.
Thanks, Vinny. Appreciate it.
Take care, John.
All
right. Going home a nice $120 there. A little surprise money. I kind of had a feeling he didn't know. He actually answered my text message at like 4:57, and I'm like, we're going live right now. So I have two other anglers here, first and second. I don't know what they know. I don't know if they know who did what today, but we do have two very solid payouts for a small event. So first place today is going to take home $1,600 plus an automatic berth into the Santee Cooper TOC in November. And second place is going to go home with $560, which, if you ask me, beating 10 people and getting $560 is not a bad weekend. Somebody told me that this was the best odds in Queen City to win big money because we always have such big events, and we'll see if that person took advantage. But in second place, and it actually was a tie, but he wins the tiebreaker. In second place with 128.25, going home with $560, we have Mr. No Couch Eric. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
Going well. How are you?
Pretty good.
You got a sweet little payday, man. I know it's obviously not what you were looking for at the end of the day, but you more than doubled your money, and another solid showing for you.
Yeah, it was fun this weekend. It was heartbreaker, especially now that I know the results. And second was a tiebreaker.
Well, no, you weren't tied for first. You were tied for third.
Oh, tied for third. Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I wasn't clear there. Yes, my bad. Second and third were tied. You were tied with Joey Randall, so he's punching something right now.
Okay, that feeds the burn a little more because I had like a 17-incher on with like 2 minutes to go, and I was trying to rip it into the kayak because I knew I didn't have much time. And
let's see if I want to break your heart
right there. But
17 is a 2-inch cull, and it wouldn't have mattered, so don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. But
yep.
But yeah, it was fun. I got my limit both days, first 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
The first day I launched out Dusty Ridge and shad spawn going on a point. It was pretty easy to catch them right then and there, but I didn't really like what I was seeing the rest of the day. A lot of small fish, mostly on a jerk bait the rest of the day. Nice. Top water in the morning, both days. And then the second day I launched by the dam, and there seemed to be bigger fish by the dam. I had a big one pop off in the morning, probably 20 plus at least. But it's pretty good down the lake. I don't really like Lake Hickory that much, to be honest. In my opinion, even before, maybe I've changed my mind during this event, but before going to the event, I thought this was like the worst lake to fish in North Carolina, in my opinion. But
I don't think it's the worst. I can name a few, but so it's a lake we used to go to back when we were a smaller club, and we used to go to Roadhiss, Hickory, and Lookout. It was like all in one event, and we stopped going as we grew, and honestly, because a lot of people struggle when we go. But I figured, you know what, we're doing a satellite. We already go to all the lakes that we love. We go to Norman numerous times. We go to Wiley. So I was like, let's put it somewhere different, and let's see if we can show it some love. And it didn't exactly show out. The numbers weren't great. I thought the fishing numbers would be a little bit better. But hey, at the end of the day, someone's going to win. Someone's going to go home with money. So
yeah. After this weekend, I kind of changed my mind a little bit. Hickory, maybe it's going to come back. I I don't know, probably 15 fish today,
Nice.
15 fish yesterday. A lot of them are small, but
Yeah.
there's a lot more than I've done in the past. I
I
mean,
think there's big fish
some
in
days
there. I just don't
one or
think there's high quantity of big fish.
Mhm.
I think that's the problem with that lake. But you, where are you sitting right now in the TOC standings? Do you know?
Not good.
So you were really hoping for this one.
Yeah, not good. It's been a rough year. A lot of heartbreaks, especially on Santee. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
Had 63 for 3, and I had 8 fish pop off
Ouch.
in a row. 8 fish
You had
hooked and pop
63
off.
for 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know if I knew
that was a rough. That after that one, I was pretty sour.
Oh man, so any normal fish there, and you're breaking 80. Oh God, that's painful.
Yeah.
That's rough. Yeah, I didn't know that. It's obviously, when those Southern events, Blaine leads them. I'm not like as dialed into what is happening throughout the day. That's a tough one there. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Plenty
one
of time. Plenty of time. We're gonna do 2 more satellites, winning in. And honestly, if you win any of the next 6 main events, you're in anyway. So plenty of time to grind and figure it out, and I'm sure you'll do that.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing the linear one for sure.
Okay.
I don't think I'm doing Smith because I think I'm in Italy when that's going on, but
very nice.
But linear for sure. I'm excited for that one. I
Yeah,
like
me too.
satellites.
I like the concept, but if people don't want to do them, then they will have to go away. So we'll see. I didn't think we'd only have 12 people. I was kind of hoping we were going to have a 50-person event and go hang out and barbecue and grill and all that stuff. But that's all right. We live and learn, and we'll see what Smith Mountain looks like in September.
Yeah, I hope there's more for Smith and Lanier. Those are some pretty good lakes. So
I think so too. But well, look, man, thanks for coming out to another one. As soon as we're done here, I'll shoot that money over to you, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Thanks, Vinny.
Take care, buddy. Later. All right, and that leaves one, and I forced him to make an appearance on social media, on a pod, but if this is a podcast, and we all know this guy is a absolute hammer. Doesn't matter where we go, doesn't matter what time of the year. If he's in the event, he is a threat. So he is going home with $1,600 and an automatic berth to Santee Cooper in November. Not that we think he was going to need an automatic berth, but he's got it. What up, Chris? How are you, buddy?
Good. How's it going, brother?
Going well, man. Well, number one, I appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Of course.
You're obviously, I got to babysit you for the last 12 years when it comes to anything Facebook related. So when I saw you sign up yesterday, I was like, we got some action here. Yeah, man, you had a very solid weekend. You had 132 and change, 132 and 3/4 across 2 days. Very consistent, 66.5 and 66.25. And a huge payday, $1,600, and no stress. If you want to take a couple events off, you can. So it's got to be a good feeling.
That's right. If it wasn't for my teammate, I probably wouldn't fish again till Santee.
Oh,
but
I'm a teammate.
I'm gonna be there for all the events. But yeah, this was a crazy one, man. I ended up looking at another ramp yesterday morning where I thought I was going to start on the way in. I think it was Gunpowder, and there was already several guys there, and I just wasn't feeling it. So then I ran down to Dusty, and I barely got in the water around Lines End, I think. So that forced me to start fishing around the boat ramp.
Oh yeah, it's good right there.
And only because I did that, man, I stumbled onto like maybe a 400-yard stretch of bank. And it turned out that stretch of bank held just a teeny bit better fish than everything around it. And then today I learned why those fish were there, because there was a shad spawn on the bank.
Yeah,
so
that's what Eric just said.
Right. It wasn't obvious yesterday, but both of my 2 best fish, the one yesterday and the one today, same area, but definitely shad spawn.
So I've only fished hickory handful of times through Queen City when I used to fish with you all, and right out of Love Lady was a really good bank off to the right that had a huge shad spawn every year. So it sounds like very similar to that, but you did enough to get it done, man. That's awesome. Were you catching them cranking top water, or you don't want to say?
Vinny, I think 7 out of my 8 final fish were top water.
Top water.
Yep.
And no electronics, right?
I didn't even take it, dude. Wasn't even on my boat. Didn't
That's
want
awesome.
it.
We
I
need
got
you.
real.
We need you at more weigh-ins because everybody's like, yeah, live scope, yeah, this, yeah, that, and you're just like, nah, bro, I just threw it in the water.
So once I figured out what the big ones were doing today, slightly offshore from the shad spawn, I was like, you idiot! If you had
Yeah.
live scope,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
no, I got lucky, man. I was able to watch some of those fish come up and be close enough to cast to them.
Okay.
Which, as any bank fisherman knows, you never get to throw at those fish that are 2 casts away.
Yep.
Because you never get there in time. So I had a few opportunities with those today, and for the most part, I just kept topwater in my hand both days, man.
That's fun. That's a fun weekend. Did you get soaked yesterday?
So not too bad. Like the other guy said, around 12:30 it started, and yesterday about 1:15, I couldn't give up on my topwater, and I didn't know what else to do. But it was raining so hard I couldn't see, and I was like, the fish probably can't see. But a really big spot ate my topwater at 1:15, and I got him up next to the boat, and he started jumping, and I guess I forgot how to fish. And I started yanking on him like he was on a rope, and of course he came off. But all day today, especially when I was struggling midday, I thought that fish was gonna cost me the check for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But turned out it was all good. So it was a great weekend, man. I had a blast.
Awesome, man. So look, we're gonna have the hardware next time I see you. We had to send it back to get a logo added to it, but it's
Don't worry, Tim told me I can come and get it from him.
there you go. Tim has it. I was just gonna say Tim has it. So
Yeah.
go get it. He's got
We
it.
live like 10 minutes apart, so
Perfect.
yep. I'll save you some trouble.
Well, yeah. So Hartwell's next. Couple weeks we'll be down in Anderson, South Carolina. I imagine you'll be there.
Yes, sir.
That's a fan favorite down there. It's a great lake, great time of year. It should be a fun one.
Tight weigh-ins for the judges, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Hartwell.
Those are a lot of work for sure.
Yep.
So,
Well, thank you, Vinny. I appreciate it, buddy.
appreciate you, Chris. Take care. Have a good night.
All right, brother. See you.
Later. And that's all she wrote. We don't have much else to talk about. Little weigh-in, small event, big money, TOC seats. We're going to do it again in September. We're going to go up to Virginia, Hardy, Virginia. We're going to hang out at Rock Outdoors. We're going to have, hopefully the plan is to have a live weigh-in there at Rock Outdoors in Hardy, Virginia. So we're going to have to get signed up early. I may end up putting a deadline on it just so I know if I need to travel up there because, you know, if it's 2-3 guys that sign up, we probably won't travel up there. But if we have enough, then we will. So let's focus on Hartwell. This is another Blaine event. This is a South Carolina event. So Blaine is in charge. Blaine will be the judge. Blaine will be the director. He will be hosting the weigh-in at the hotel as usual. We always have a beautiful venue there. Looking forward to talking to Neil and getting all that set up. But if you guys need anything between now and then, let me know. If not, I am live again in about 2.5 hours for the Native No Limit Series event that was yesterday across the country. We did the nationwide one, and we had 1,300 fish come across the leaderboard yesterday. So if you're interested in seeing if any of your boys made money, check us out at 8 o'clock over on the No Limit group page. And I'll see you all soon. Take care.